What's up, everybody? Coach Ryan here with Project Fresh. Looking forward to our call today. We're going to be talking about what to do when you fail. So, my name is Ryan. I am the owner and lead coach of Project Fresh, and for over the last 13 years, I've had the opportunity to assist people, my clients, with taking control of their health, optimizing their performance, and building sustainable habits that stick. So myself as a certified strength and conditioning specialist, as well as a certified sports nutrition coach, I've had the opportunity to work with everyone from busy professionals to athletes to busy moms, you name it. And with that being said, I coach them through the science. We're a science-based company, and real-world challenges of fitness and nutrition, keeping those consistent. So here I share the stories, the lessons, and the systems that make long-term wellness possible. And that's ultimately what we want on average. Not everybody wants to live necessarily a long life, but ideally they'd like to live those years with great quality, right? Not having runs to the hospital that eat up all of whatever wealth you've been able to build up for retirements or whatever it might be, if you want to give it to an inheritance or to something philanthropic that's important to you. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people have those aspirations only for their health to turn south and effectively eat up all of those hard working years they spent building up what they were able to build up. That can impact a relationship too. Honestly, it's tough. Had it happen myself. Anyway, that is more or less some of the foundational stuff we focus on. But today is more of the day-to-day. What happens when you fail? What do you do? Well, first and foremost, I think it's important to define failure, our first point. If you don't have a clear and accurate definition of failure, then that can already set you up to fail. So definition, I'm just curious, definition of fail or failure. I hadn't intended to look up the actual meaning, but because it came to mind, I'd like to see what the definition says. Let's see. Lack of success. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. The omission of expected or required action. All right, I like that. That's getting more into expectations, the action or state of not functioning. Okay. So expectations, the omission of expected or required action. There are certain things that we expect to happen for us when we do things. And then, of course, there's expectations that come around when we don't do things. So if we're not actively focused on our movement, our fitness, and our food, specifically, as I like to say here, fitness and food, there are certain expectations of higher risk. Doesn't mean it's going to happen to you, but there can be higher risks associated with not eating well, not moving, having activity as a regular part of your lifestyle. If you're part of the 20 percenters where you can eat whatever you want and sit on your butt all day, maybe even less than 20%, and still maintain an excellent physique, high energy, no brain fog, great digestion, meaning even Taco Bell does not destroy your stomach, and live with a glowing face, you are definitely not a part of the majority. You're part of the minority, very much so. There are very few, especially if you're 30 plus and you're still doing that. You are very much part of the minority. Perhaps this video isn't for you right now, but check back in a decade, it might be, or a decade or two. But the definition of failure, I think, is first and foremost very important. And very specifically, I think my definition is kind of the aspect of expectation and what it was saying as far as stopping something. An action is literally just that. You stop. You stop. Now, is it that I stop doing squats because they're just not getting me what I want, or I stop doing everything? I stop moving. I stop trying. It's I stop moving. I stop trying. Maybe squats aren't making sense. You go to barbell back squats, dumbbell back squats, excuse me, and you go to belt squats. And belt squats are way better because your spine hurts, your shoulders are always tight, and a belt squat's better because it's around the waist. That's not a failure. That's a shift. Completely different. But if you're like, throw the hands in the air, this isn't working, I've been plateauing forever, my body isn't changing, things aren't working, you just give up, I consider that failure personally. Now, that's my definition, but the point of number one is for you to establish your definition. I just read out what it is, dictionary definition, but ultimately, for the sake of this Monday Lunch Live, if you stop, that is where you fail to continue pursuing the lifestyle that you want to see. And it's hard either way. You can sit and you can ride out the years and roll the dice and see how it goes on the back end. Maybe things will be fine. But when you pursue it too, it's hard. I'm thinking about how I'm seeing certain things shift and other things not. It's like, I'm putting in all this effort, all this time, all this energy, all this focus, not quite getting the direction that I want to go. And it's frustrating, right? That kind of thing. And so that happens to even us coaches at times. And so it comes down to priority, making adjustments, and keeping things going. What do you do when you fail? Now, let's say you do stop and you realize it and you're aware of it. Well, number two, get right back on the horse. If you don't know what quite to do, we can assist you with that. Or there's lots of other coaches out there. Seek someone out locally and work with them. If you prefer a in-person scenario, we're not tied to you working with us. We're tied to you being successful and having that ideal health that you want to see. And so find somebody that is a professional that knows what they're doing and can show you and take you through the steps for you to, one, not fail, and two, see the results you want to see. So if you have, quote, failed and stopped in the context of this, then get back on the horse and keep riding. Get back to riding, keep moving. The body is resilient if you give it what it needs. Number one, fitness, movement, strength training. Number two, protein, protein, protein. I didn't say nutrition. I said protein. Yes, we major in the minors when it comes to carbs and fats, and we minor in the major when it comes to protein. And I think even we're off kilter in this current craze in the United States around protein. Protein being in Pop-Tarts of all things. That is excessive and unnecessary and capitalism at its finest. But ultimately, protein is not supposed to be hard. The goal is just to be consistent. If you can't quite hit the 0.8 grams to 1 gram per pound of ideal body weight, like that's just too much food, we'll get up to a point where you can. If it's 0.7, 0.75, that's not failure. You're still making an effort to eat protein to help replenish cellular turnover and keep your muscles, your connective tissues fed so that they can do what they need to do to keep you strong, keep you sustained, keep your metabolism going, keep that blood sugar regulated, keep those hormones regulated. Very important with strength training. All right. And then number three, what happens when you fail? Get around somebody who has failed in the same way that you are now. Because chances are, if they've been through that season, they've lived it out, they've learned the lessons, they've moved on, and they're doing better. They probably have some insights for you that can assist you in your season of getting you back on track, moving you forward. And yeah, we can have mistakes, we can have shortcomings, we can have things that move us back, that delay us, that stall us out, injury, sickness, work or family dynamics that slow us down, change things, unexpected doctor's visits, right? We're not 100% bulletproof. There are certain things that an excellent nutrition and fitness plan cannot solve all the time. They can solve quite a bit, about 90% of the issues, but that still leaves about that 10% remaining. Those things happen. So get around people who have lived the journey that you have. We've got the internet that helps you connect to people way faster than it used to be even 20 years ago. And so that's a feather in all of our caps. And if you're like, well, I don't like being around people, well, there's Reddit, there's forums, there's Facebook, there's Alignable, there's so many different things out there. Get online and watch what people are talking about. Proximity to an individual who has, quote, failed, like you have, can still be very valuable. There's books galore out there on just about anything the mind can imagine. And now we've got the advent of AI, which is wild. You start talking to AI, that thing can start connecting you to people, and to media, and to written work and YouTube. And there's just so many different things out there. So again, test it, make sure it makes sense, make sure it aligns with what you're looking for, make sure it puts you back on the path of the health span that you're looking for, not just the lifespan. And if possible, a community that can support you as well. And there are so many different things that you can be the shy guy in the back corner of the room, but still get the most out of being in the room. Okay. Shy guy or shy girl. I don't know what would be the girl version of that. And I'm thinking of Mario in the context of shy guy. But anyway, that's it for today. When you fail, those are three things that I think are very valuable. Number one, define it. Number two, get back on the horse and keep riding. If you realize that you have failed, quote, stopped, right? Quote unquote, failed, I should say, but have stopped. And then number three, getting around those who have failed like you are, quote, failing right now so that you have some ways to assist you in coming out. You can learn from others' mistakes. It can help you accelerate the process of getting out of the season and getting back to where you want to be. Not always a guarantee, but it definitely helps. So with that being said, that's our Money Lunch Live for today. Felt this one was valuable on the context of a lot of what I see my clients going through right now, a lot of challenges and different things going on. And so sometimes it's great to have this kind of recenter. So with that being said, hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the week. We'll see you next week for our Money Lunch Live right here, 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 11 on the West Coast, 2 p.m. on the East Coast. So for those who are checking in with us internationally, we appreciate you guys too. Whether you capture us live or come back and watch the recordings, thank you guys for being a part of Project Fresh and our work here as well. All right. Have a great one, guys. We'll see you on the next one.